Brad Keith Sigmon's story is one of love turned to obsession, a breakup that led to bloodshed, and a punishment decades in the making. In 2001, a violent act shook South Carolina, 2 innocent lives taken in a frenzy of revenge. Now, after years of failed appeals, Sigmon is set to face his reckoning in one of the most controversial execution methods still in existence. This is the chilling case of Brad Keith Sigmon, his crime, his conviction, and the final countdown to his execution. On the morning of April 27, 2001, in Taylor, South Carolina, a horrific crime unfolded, one driven by heartbreak, obsession, and violent intent. 43-year-old Brad Keith Sigmon took the lives of David and Gladys Larke, the parents of his ex-girlfriend, in a brutal attack that left a community in shock. Sigmon had spent the previous 3 years in a relationship with Rebecca Barber, living together in a trailer not far from her parents' home. But when Barbara ended the relationship and moved in with her parents earlier that year, Sigmon spiraled into an unhealthy obsession. He stalked her, desperate to know if she had moved on, and repeatedly pleaded for another chance. His desperation, however, would soon turn into deadly rage. The night before the murders, Sigmon and his friend, Eugene Strube, indulged in a mix of alcohol and cocaine. Fueled by substances and resentment, Sigmon revealed his sinister plan to break into the Larkes' home, tie up the parents, and force Barber back into his grasp. Strube was supposed to be part of the plan, but at the last moment he backed out. That did not stop Sigmon. The next morning, as Barber left to take her children to school, Sigmon entered the Larkes' home alone. Inside, he found 62-year-old David Larke in the kitchen and 59-year-old Gladys Larke in the living room. Wielding a baseball bat, he launched a relentless attack, repeatedly striking the couple in a merciless frenzy. He moved back and forth between the rooms, ensuring that neither David nor Gladys survived. When the brutal assault finally ended, both victims had suffered 9 blows to their heads, their skulls shattered. With their lives taken, Sigmon took David's gun and waited. His obsession was not satisfied yet. He was waiting for Barber to return. When she arrived home, she walked into a nightmare. Sigmon forced her into a car at gunpoint, intending to drive to North Carolina. However, as the car moved forward, Barber seized her chance to escape. She leaped out of the vehicle and ran for her life. Sigmon fired at her as she fled, but she managed to outrun him and find safety. Injured and shaken, she was later treated at Greenville Memorial Hospital. Meanwhile, Sigmon fled. What followed was an intense manhunt, with law enforcement determined to bring him to justice. An arrest warrant was issued, charging him with the murders of the Larkes, as well as kidnapping and assault with intent to kill for the attack on Barber. For 11 days, he evaded capture, but his time on the run ended when authorities tracked him down in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. He was extradited to South Carolina, where the state wasted no time in pursuing the ultimate punishment for his crimes, the death penalty. Brad Sigmon's path to execution has been anything but straightforward. After exhausting every legal appeal, his execution was originally scheduled for February 12, 2021. However, just a week before his scheduled death, the South Carolina Supreme Court issued an indefinite stay. The reason? The state simply did not have the necessary drugs to carry out lethal injection, the only legal method of execution at the time. Since South Carolina's last execution in 2011, the state had effectively placed an unofficial moratorium on the death penalty due to a nationwide shortage of lethal injection drugs. Pharmaceutical companies had either refused to sell these drugs for executions or stopped manufacturing them altogether, leaving the state without a means to carry out capital punishment. In response to this issue, South Carolina lawmakers moved quickly to pass legislation allowing alternative methods of execution. The electric chair, once considered a relic of the past, was reintroduced, and firing squad executions were legalized as an additional option. This legislative change meant that future executions could proceed even if lethal injection was unavailable. After more legal battles, the date is set as March 7, 2025, when Brad Keith Sigmon will be executed by firing squad. A life marked by violence comes to a brutal end. The execution of Brad Sigmon is a stark reminder of the complexities and moral questions surrounding capital punishment. Was justice served today? Did the state have the right to take a life, even after Sigmon took two? And what about the victims, David and Gladys Larke, and the lasting pain inflicted on their loved ones? I encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments below, but please, let's keep the discussion respectful and focused on the issues at hand. This is a sensitive topic with no easy answers. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content exploring true crime and the justice system. As we reflect on this case, let's remember the lives lost and the profound impact of violence on our society.